everyone. Welcome to the Madness Collective. It's Monday Madness. I'm Crescent. My co-host is Antoine.
I am intoxicated right now. So this day, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Back to you, Crescent.
No, it's cool.
I got home. Wait a minute. Hold up a second. I got home. My mom and my brother got me drunk tonight. Look, I can't even talk.
Today.
What's the date? What is
Today's
it?
the 17th.
Production, what date is it?
17th.
It's the 17th. Okay. Ain't nobody over there. Y'all know ain't nobody over there. I got home. I just switched my cats over to some new food. And here's the thing. One of my cats almost died about 5 years ago, and it was because I was feeding them cheap food. So I upgraded them to this expensive shit. Every once in a blue moon, I'll let them eat the cheap shit. It's like candy, right? So I switched from the good shit to the cheap shit for a week. And then I switched them to wet food, that's the best thing you could possibly feed them. And that much transition, every day I come home is cat vomit. So today I got home, my cat for the 8th time this week had vomited on my guitar amp. And then I saw that one of my flower pots was on the floor and cracked into a million pieces. And as I'm cleaning up, I go into the area where I film in the kitchen and I step on something.
Ew.
And I'm like, is this a piece of fucking cat food? And I look down, it's a piece of glass like this big, and my foot has crushed it into a million pieces. I didn't cut myself. I went and got my little I got one of them nice vacuums. What is it? The Dyson. I got the Dyson to clean it up. And then I had to film the show. So that's where we're at. Back to you, Crescent.
If you're tuning in for the first time, we usually recap the headlines, but sometimes we just talk about shit that's happening to us. So, hey Tony, hey Karen, hey Danielle, what's up, CJ? CJ said cats choosing violence. Okay, tonight, we don't have a co-host guest. It's just, I'm sorry, we don't have a guest co-host.
I love it when you do the Bohemian Chic braids. Those are my favorites.
Yeah, this was a thing today. I'll get into it. But tonight, topics mainly, we'll see. Awesome dad and ally Marlon Wayans doubles down on the homophobic haters. Thank you. And the orange convicted felon doubles down on being an evil hater, because that's all he knows, who loves to fuck and type in all caps. Like, I stop yelling at us. Damn. Real Housewives of Atlanta news. Kenya Moore is suspended. What the fuck's going on over there? Star Power Michael Rainey Jr. was groped while he was on a streaming channel. That shit's a mess. What else? Charlemagne continues to disappoint and embarrass the Black community. Like, I'm just like, could you stop? Also, the convicted felon Trump shows up at a Black church in Detroit. Talk about that. Meanwhile, Biden raised $30 million in a fundraiser in Hollywood over the weekend. And there's some shit popping off the Tea-GIF. TGIT? What's it called, Antoine?
It's TGIF.
There you go. Also, CJ got some exciting news at the Tonys, which I have to mention, but I'm going to hold off on that. What's up, Dion? All that more on this episode of
The Madness Collective.
Welcome, y'all. Monday Night Madness.
I told y'all I wasn't going to drink on the show, but I don't. I will be drunk on this episode because I'm already drunk.
Oh, you already drunk. Okay.
My mama sent me home with alcohol. Did y'all mama send y'all home with alcohol to go? Like, I did not drive.
That's good. That is good.
Yeah, you gotta be smart. Let's be respectful.
Okay, so we have some graphics, no graphics. What we have?
I ain't got no fucking graphics tonight. Okay. I'll save this part. I'll save the complaining for the end if we have time. Either way.
All good. Marlon Wayans. We talked about him on, what day is it? We talked about him on Friday, and his post that he did in support of his son?
Oh, son and niece. He has a trans son and he has a niece that's a lesbian. That is very important.
Thank you. No, it is. It is. Because you mentioned what he said in response to the initial hater post about. So
Oh,
he has these beautiful pictures of him like draped in a pride flag. He's got one that's a half mask of like pride colors. It's some beautiful pictures. Love them. You know how the internet is. Niggas has shit to say. So I don't know if you want to repeat what he said initially.
so basically, because I'm repeating what I said before, right?
On Friday, yeah.
Just want to be clear because, yeah.
I'm going to do the new stuff.
So, this nigga posts these pictures, and let's be clear, he always been a little bit of a snack. Some people are like, he goofy, whatever, but he cute though, right? So,
Marlon is fam. Love me some Marlon.
Yeah, Marlon is cute. So, and when he did the God Loves Me, killed it. It was the timing.
Excellent.
It was excellent. So shout out to their family. They're beautiful people. They are ingrained in the culture. All of them niggas. So he posts these pictures basically celebrating Pride Month. And they're kind of sassy, provocative, and I believe that was the point. It was like, hey, you could be who you are. You could be supportive and be a man and do whatever. None of that shit matter. And so somebody decided to respond to the photos, and essentially what they said was, you failed as a father. And what they meant by, they were alluding to the fact that he has a trans son. And basically saying, you posting all this shit, and this contributes to the fact that you failed this child because that's not natural, that's not godlike, whatever. Now, I'm adding a bunch of shit to this, but in my heart, that's what they were trying to say. And so Marlon responded with a post, and it said, I should let my niece fuck you. I should let my niece fuck you with her strap on. That won the internet for about 15 minutes.
Right. That's what we talked about on Friday. So over the weekend, he doubled down. He said, as a father of a child in the LGBTQ plus community, I show my support. Zero fucks what people think. If I lost you, good. Your hateful ass never loved me in the first place. How can you love anyone where you're too busy judging? Because then, of course, it got reported he lost like 10,000 followers or some shit. So he kept going though. He's like, I hope I lose every follower that is ignorant, small, and full of hate. I don't fuck with that type of energy. Let's just keep it 100. I don't fuck with you, so don't fuck with me. Respects. There's also another one. He was like, I can do this shit all day. I'm a troll.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I celebrate him and his family.
All day long. In contrast, convicted felon out here posting on Father's Day in all caps. Happy Father's Day to all, including the radical left degenerates that are rapidly bringing the United States of America into third world nation status with their many attempts at trying to influence our sacred court system into breaking to their very sick and dangerous will, period. We need strength and loyalty to our country, comma, and its wonderful constitution, period. Everything will be on full display come November 5th, 2024, the most important day in the history of our country. Make America great again. It's Father's Day. Like, nigga, this is this is what you got for Father's Day. So then someone pointed out, he always has the worst holiday greetings of anyone I know.
He does.
Like Christmas, screaming at people. Just, dude. And then Ellen Barkin said,
she called him a bitch, right?
He said, this crazy bitch needs to be dragged from the stage and thrown in a padded cell. End of story. Period.
That was the best response. When I read it, I'm like, did Ellen even know what she's talking about? I think Ellen is talking about a rival or some shit. And it was like, no, bitch, I said what the fuck I said. Ellen Barkin, legendary. This bitch, this bitch, and you know how I read it how a nigga said this bitch. It just doesn't seem like this bitch. It almost, Ellen Barkin's vocabulary, it just feels like she would say that in a different way. Ellen Barkin got some friends that are niggas. She knew.
all she was missing was a T at the end of that period. So it was like periods. That's it. That's it. But yeah, but that. Thank you, Ellen, for that. Appreciate
I
you.
love her.
Also, son of a convicted felon, Donald Trump Jr. Again, y'all got Hunter Biden on here talking about he is an addict. Clearly was. Let's be clear, was. Okay,
he talked about his 6 years sober. And I will I think this is so important. I didn't hear one news source report that part. When you don't know any better, you think that this trial is him trying to prove, hey, I'm not on drugs. The nigga ain't been on drugs for 6 years. He's been sober for 6. This is old retributary. I don't know what's the word. Retributary? I don't know. I'm making up a new word. This is old retributary type shit. Okay. It reminds like progetic. Retributary. Progetic. Let that man live as shit.
Oh God. Before we go there, Kristen said, fun fact, Ellen Barkin is from the Bronx. That explains a lot.
She did.
Okay.
Yep.
So Donald Trump Jr., who I'm just gonna say sometimes his behavior, appearances on camera, red nose, might suggest that he is partaking of the white dust. I don't know. Allegedly.
I ain't that fucking drunk.
Whatever. He got on Al Gore's Twitter because fuck Elon and said, you know who's not on the Epstein list? My father. Because if he was, it would have been leaked in half a second. That's a fact. First of all, I'm so glad community notes is still in place. I'm surprised that Elon has not gotten rid of community notes. I don't. Maybe he can't. I don't know. But maybe he's just baked in. Community notes is like, player. Donald Trump was on Epstein's flight logs at least 7 times. Here are the receipts straight from the court records in the Maxwell case. Dude.
I mean, yeah. You gotta, you move in them circles. And I'm just sorry. I'm going to judge you by that. And here's the thing. It's one thing. I'll give you an example. It's one thing if you fuck with a nigga and you find out that nigga did some fucked up shit and it's all kinds of photos, you hugging up on the nigga, y'all fucking play pool together, y'all drinking fucking Hennessy together and shit. So you got 2 choices. Either when the shit comes out, you can stand with that nigga, which I feel like niggas are that way. If you feel strongly in your heart, you're like, I know this person and I don't believe it. I can respect that. You are allowed to believe that about a person, but you also have to accept the repercussions of that. Now, your other choice is to say, when I hung out with the nigga, I ain't seen none of this shit happen, but I want to be clear. I don't know what happened because I don't fuck with that nigga when it comes to that type of shit. So you got those 2 options, but it's like everybody wants to fall in the in-between. Like, because remember, Kevin Spacey just recently was interviewed and he was like, Prince Charles sent me a message of, hang in there or whatever. And Prince Charles did not expect that nigga to say that. And it just goes to show, it's like, you don't know who supports who. You just really don't.
Prince Charles's brother,
Well, we know. They stripped that motherfucker. That's a nigga from the South Side now. They stripped him of everything. They were like, no royalty, no this, no that. You from the South Side of Chicago now. You fending for yourself. Ain't no money over here. Harry's better than you.
Okay, with his black wife. So, also circulating were some quotes from Trump. One of which says, I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do. And many of them are on the younger side. Clearly, this is before he got arrested and all the other shit, but...
Can you believe, like, NPR, whenever they mention Jeffrey Epstein, and they always bring that quote up, and imagine if that was, I don't know, if that was Fabulous saying that about R. Kelly. It just slaps different. It's like these are extremely powerful people, and when you make these statements about people that are that powerful and have that much influence, Like, I'm sorry, you can't. That's serious.
So one of the quotes said of this whole he was on Epstein's flight log 7 times. Imagine finding out on Father's Day that your dad was on Epstein's list. I'm still laughing at this. I'm like, for real, Donald Trump Jr., you didn't know? Again, allegedly lay off the dust, player. All right, moving on. So, just saying.
Hey, shit, that motherfucker, it might be angel dust. If you get a chance, look on YouTube. They have a video of all the interviews where he does this to his nose. I watched that shit. I was like, it's gonna be like 3 or 4 moments, right? Nigga, I swear, I turned it off after I saw about 30.
I mean,
consistent. And as a person who has done everything under the sun, when you're not an addict, that's not. And I don't want to call somebody an addict who rubs their nose all the time. I don't know this man, so sorry to this man. But considering what's at stake, that should be something that you are aware of when you're on camera.
No, they don't care. Don't matter. They get to do and say whatever the fuck they want to do because the cult people are still behind them. Don't matter. Again, convicted felon, rapist. Sorry, like the list is long, and they still running up behind this saggy diaper wearing anyway.
So, Lawyer Crescent, real quick.
I'm gonna try.
How did that work? Because I'm just gonna put it up there the whole time. So, the rape part,
Eugene Carroll case.
That's a civil case. Are we allowed to say somebody's a convicted rapist when they lost a civil case? Isn't that different? I just want to know because when I'm around, I move in different circles. So when I'm around Cletus, Bubba, and Jethro, if they tell me not convicted rapist, that's a civil case, I want to know what my, how to respond to that.
He was found liable for sexual abuse.
Okay.
And in New York, sexual abuse is rape. That is the equivalent of rape.
So I can say in New York, nigga, he's liable for rape. And he has to pay for it. Can I say that without sounding stupid?
I would say yes, but if you want to be completely, you can say he was found liable for sexual abuse.
Okay. Instead of don't conflate, just to be completely on the up and up, don't conflate rape with sexual abuse, even though you're saying it probably is the same in New York.
No, because again, I too want to be accurate, but in New York, sexual abuse accounts to rape.
Okay, Sarah, where the fuck is our resident legal eagle, Sarah at?
So Sarah is around the world. What's that song by that white lady? Been around the world.
That's Lisa Stansfield. We wouldn't have that classic Puffy song without Lisa Stansfield. So shout out to her.
Sure, yeah, yeah. So she is traveling. Hi, Sarah. Miss you. That's why you all haven't seen her, because she's just, in the streets, in the good streets.
Sarah, as soon as you get back, the day you get back, I need you to send a nigga a text and let me know how to get that ring light to you. Also, to the OGs who are guest hosts, I had to reformat my phone and I lost all the taglines that I got for everybody. So resend them if y'all can. I don't have any of them. They're all gone.
You want me? I'll send them to you.
If you can, that'd be great. Yeah, because you got the text. Thank you. We keep it real. We let y'all know what's going on in our personal lives on the Madness Collective.
Real Housewives of Atlanta. Kenya Moore. I don't know who watches Real Housewives of Atlanta, but we're just going to talk about this super quick. So they're filming season 16 right now, or some of them are. It's been a bunch of drama out the gate. Portia and Simon. Simon out here just being an asshole, trying to stop her from shooting in the house. A bunch of fuck shit going on.
I ain't gonna miss an episode. They doing it right. They doing it right. I'm sorry, continue. Vanderpump Rules, the ratings was falling, and then Scandival happened out of the blue, and it became the top-rated show on cable television. I'm sorry, continue. I'm sorry.
So right now, the latest is Kenya Moore has been suspended allegedly for showing sharing posters of a co-star performing oral sex. Okay, so Kenya has her spa that just opened up, her beauty hair salon spa, whatever. Finally had its grand opening, and allegedly she showed some posters of one of the new girls in a situation. There's audio, which we're not gonna play. But there's some yelling saying, not only are you a hoe, use a cheap hoe because $1,400. It got messy. Here's the thing. Kenya on June 8th said, I would never engage in revenge porn. I have never distributed private images or footage of anyone, nor solicited images owned by others to use, threaten, or blackmail. I have always been vindicated. I can't talk about story, in all caps, even with the people planning fake news, hashtag Sweet 16. Then last Friday on IG Live, she said, you will be seeing me. Okay? I'm not going anywhere despite all this stuff. Allegedly, the new girl threatened her with a gun. But then allegedly, she was not threatened with a gun. It's like the new girl said something like, this is how I handle clowns like you, or something. Allegedly. We don't know. Okay? We don't know.
Kenya, G. Keep going.
New chick said on social media, thank you to everyone who's reached out to me about what took place at the event yesterday. I'm still processing the nasty, low, disgusting, vile things that was done to try and hurt me. Bullying and revenge porn is never okay. Because she wasn't there, right? Like, she wasn't there.
The girl was not at the event.
Which is even crazier. So then she said, the second post, never a good feeling to being targeted or hazed by someone I thought would embrace me in a new circle that I've never met. For the record, I've never once had possession of any weapons or threatened anyone ever. I've never been to jail in a fight or even had as much as a speeding ticket. I can't say that speeding ticket part because I've had those. That's not my character. I'm hurt by the narratives being displayed. Wrong is wrong. So to Antoine's point, I was talking to Danielle about this earlier. I don't know. She said, I guess the show's not supposed to be coming back to 2025. Y'all editors, get this shit together because y'all can kick this off, August. Definitely September, okay? After Labor Day, I'm going to need episode 1 of season 16 dropping. Because like Antoine said, we locked in. Let's go.
Kenya is one of the smartest women on television. So what I will say is that if you read Kenya's statement, what was key in her statement was she said, I would never release private photos of such and such. But if the shit is freely available on the internet and you sucking a big ass dick, that's not private. So what I'm saying is that I believe Kenya said, I'm going to go on the internet and look this girl up and find what I can find. And I believe what she found was what she found. Now, whether it's available or not, I don't justify this. I've been filmed without me knowing it before. That's a story one day we'll talk about. But yeah, it's not okay to because somebody said to me, because the story that I heard initially was like the girl was protesting like, what the fuck you gonna do? How you gonna post pictures of me in compromising situations? And then it was like King was like, I don't know how you took that big ass dick like you doing in that photo over there. That was allegedly. So for me, if somebody thinks to themselves, well, she posted a picture that's freely available on the internet, you sucking a dick, you did what you did. The thing that I would like to explain to people is that sometimes you're filmed against your will. And if you're filmed without knowing it and someone posts a photo, that's not cool, especially for women to participate in that. So based on what I know of Kenya, I feel like Kenya is the type of person who's, when it comes to somebody she doesn't like, she's extremely cunning.
Yes.
And I feel like her saying, bitch, I'm good, y'all go see me where y'all always see me, I think she did her due diligence. And I don't know how that works.
So this is what Danielle and I talked about, because Kenya is extremely intelligent. Mm-hmm. And I don't see her putting herself in a situation where she could like be sued. You know, like no. I just don't see Kenya moving that way.
Especially after Brooklyn. Like post Brooklyn, like she was more reckless before Brooklyn. And yeah, I'm sorry, but go ahead.
No, well, that's just it. She will go there verbally without question. And she has some antics that she's pulled, definitely some shit on Marlo. You know what I'm saying? Like she will go there. But there's never like, oh, I could be hauled into court. I could be hit with a lawsuit. Like that's not how
That's
she
not
moves.
her brand.
So
Nigga, when she, bitch, you're an ex-con. Bitch, I'm an icon. That was, as a gay man, it served, it gathered, it gave. It was everything when she said that moment. It was a moment.
It was a moment. Definitely a moment.
It was a moment. And, I take those moments and I put them in the repository in case
Fair.
a bitch or a nigga ever want to get brolic with me. Like, and it hasn't happened.
Right. Danielle said she probably consulted someone first. At least I hope. Yeah, that sounds like something she would do. Like cross all T's, dot all I's. Yes, Karen, we all live for Antoine's stories, but to an hour if I can. So, speaking of sexual situations, I guess. Anyway, sexual assault is never okay. So if you watch Power, then you know about Tariq, who took over for Ghost and now is just wreaking havoc all across New York or wherever. I only watched the first 2 seasons. I couldn't. It's too much. It's too much in my spirit. It's a lot of violence and shit. He's a nice looking young man. Storylines. Look, Mary J. Blige is on there. Method.
And he seems like because real full disclosure, I got caught up in the Empire whatever. And remember, Empire was the underdog. I'm sorry, Power was the underdog when Empire came out, but Empire was, Terrence trying to say that all these other shows had $1 million per episode. He was not true. But Empire came and it just, because of so many factors, by the time, because a lot of people think that the writing killed it, but when Jussie Smollett's situation happened, the ratings were on the decline. So
I was gonna say though, Empire was on network. Power was on like streaming, so Empire was a little bit more easily accessible.
Oh, definitely. That's why it's not fair to compare the two. But because 50 Cent is a troll, he was the one who decided to compare the two, and he would always say, "Come watch Power. It ain't all that gay shit on Power." I remember this, and for whatever. But at the end of the day, Power. Without a person, I watched the first 2 episodes of Power, and it was titillating.
No, it was. You mean like the very first season when Omar?
Oh, like the first 2 of any iteration. The first 2 episodes I watched where Omari had the Spanish chick on the side. Let me not say Spanish because that's a language. The Latina chick on the side, and so whatever. So I watched it, and I'm going to tell you why I couldn't continue to watch Power. It wasn't because it wasn't a good show. I couldn't continue to watch Power because, personally, I did not want to watch another show that involved the streets in that way.
That's what I was getting at. That's why I haven't watched.
That's why I couldn't watch it.
That's why I haven't watched. I can't do it anymore.
Yeah,
so,
I didn't want to do it anymore.
So he was on somebody's streaming channel, Ty Lil. I don't know these people. Twitch, whatever. So... It's a bunch of people in this fucking
it's the young people on the Twitch. We might end up having to go back on the Twitch, but we'll talk about that. It's the Twitch.
Okay, so they're live. There's little kids in the fucking frame. Like Ty Lil is somewhere in the corner doing things. There's a lot of talking, a lot of movement. Ty Lil's younger sister comes and puts her hand on Michael Rainey's penis.
Which is not obvious in the video. Everybody acts like it's a smoking gun. You can't see anything that happens in that fucking video.
You can't see it. Because first of all, the other part is there are literally little kids in the way.
It's a girl in the front like braiding hair or talking to the kids. And he's in the back behind that. But you see his reaction and you can tell something happened.
You see her hand go down in that direction.
But in the direction, I didn't see it do. I saw it go in the direction and she's looking at him like, and he's giving this nerdy look like, I don't even know what that means. And she's giving him the look like, nigga.
But his first reaction was like startled.
Yes.
As one might be if someone comes and gropes you. Which is what, and allegedly, she groped him. So let's be clear on that, okay? Whatever. That's what happened. So he said, what I'm gonna mention though first is the first response from the owner of the streaming, Tylil, right? So that the young girl's brother. He says he tried to ignore what happened, but later felt compelled to address it after receiving text messages about it. The energy shifted and nigga got up and left. Before also noting that the occurrence upset him. He said, when people come, this your crib. It's about hospitality. The reason why I want to tell you what he said first is because then what he said second, which clearly involved fucking PR and a motherfucking lawyer. Continue on. He said he then noted his sister isn't often around celebrities. She never seen somebody that caliber, so she start. You see what I'm saying? And that's my sister, so I'm not gonna say nothing bad about her.
When I see when I get excited because I'm not around celebrities a lot, and I can tell you, like, when I get excited around celebrities, I always grab their balls. That's what I do when I'm excited around them. I'm sorry, continue, Crescent.
She said she never seen somebody that caliber, so she start. You see what I'm saying? And that's my sister, so I'm not gonna say nothing bad about her. I'm just check her, tell her you don't gotta be on that. Continues. He said he's not gonna filter who is in the room when celebrities join him because people's like, yo, you need to be a little bit more, like careful. I got people telling me you gotta be aware of who you have around when these type of people come. Why should I? Well, we all equal. We got a mutual agreement. It's all about respect. Shit got me dumb mad, bro. Nothing ever got me more mad than this, bro. Okay. Michael Rainey says, and I'm going to switch back to the other statement from the brother. Michael Rainey jumped on and he said, look, this is on social media posts. He said, at this point, everyone's seen the video circulating online. I'm still in shock and don't fully know how to process what happened last night. This is an unfortunate situation that I do not condone in any way. I can't take it lightly because I know I would be in serious trouble if the roles were reversed. The fact is, sexual assault is never okay, regardless of gender or status. We are all human and we should respect each other. Most importantly, we should always respect ourselves. Okay. The brother dude gets on. This is the new statement. After the actions that occurred during my stream last night,
where is the nigga language that was in the other statement? Where is that?
Where did it go?
Where is it?
Sincerely apologize to Michael and his family for what took place. My little sister was completely wrong and out of line. What she did was truly inappropriate and unacceptable.
Threw her ass under the bus.
I am truly embarrassed and disgusted by her actions. I completely respect whatever direction Michael wants to go in this situation. After watching the clip, I was completely taken aback by what she done. I will take extreme precautions with future streams to avoid similar issues and have banned her from participating in any future streams. I do not condone any type of assault.
Don't fuck with my money. I'll say anything, just don't fuck with my money. I get it, because the initial statement, I'll say this. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'd have said the same thing that nigga said if it was my sister. Because it's my sister. But at the same time, this is how you have to look at it. You have to look at the structure and the fucking character of the people that you hang around with. So what I would say is, if I got a wild ass sister, I can't let her around these celebrities. That is, and here's what I mean by that. You have a person who is letting their guard down and giving you a bone. You have to be very careful about the niggas that you have around that person. And if you knowing your sister is wild, to me, I think this is a terrible trope that exists. I think he was playing, and this sounds fucked up. I think this was playing to this trope that niggas want to fuck everybody, and my sister want to fuck whatever. You go respond to it, whatever. And that's not what he wanted.
Antoine, I feel like you giving this whole situation way more like substance than it deserves. Niggas get online and just do nigga shit, talk shit. Like you said, we all equal. Y'all here kicking it, hanging it with me. There's no journalistic integrity. There's no like, let me just try and sort of control the room.
That's the problem with how they put out content now, though. There is no, you have these kids who are in a basement and they invite Nicki Minaj in and they show up and there's very little security. And it's like anything can happen. And that's why these things happen, because in a normal situation, it's like, hey man, you the celebrity, your sister is a fan, Give her a moment, and then y'all go back to what y'all doing. But now it's a free-for-all. Because I will say, to a certain extent, this sounds bad, but understand this. Culturally, with different people of color, we view, this sounds crazy, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. We view, I just had a conversation with a family member about this. I watched the video. Let's go get deep for a minute, but I'm going to bring it around. I watched the video of Gabrielle Union, and I've mentioned this on the show before. Someone put a mic in front of her, and she said, oh, yeah, me and Dwayne, we've explained to the boys, you have to get consent. You have to get consent whenever there's sex happening. You got to get consent. And I'm sitting there, and I'm thinking, I'm just like, you don't understand how sex works. I knew what she meant by that. Now listen, let me just continue. I know where y'all go. You know what y'all think about what I said about that, but think about this. When I was in college, all everybody did after classes ended on Friday, everybody got drunk and fucked each other. So what I'm saying is that society tells you, because of Me Too, that you can't give consent if someone is intoxicated. But all young people do is go to bars and get drunk and fuck each other. Now, obviously, there's a line, but whenever there's a line, you have people that push it. It's like, you had sex with this person drunk on one night. Both of y'all were equally drunk. The next time, one is a little more drunk than the other one, less. Oh, I don't really know. It's just, it's hard. It's hard.
Antoine, that's also the point, though, of the changing of the culture, right? Like, and I'm not saying that's an easy thing to do.
Oh, I'm not, and I'm not defending anything just because we, yeah.
Right, like, because our generation up, you know, hey, shit happened, everybody catch it, right? That is definitely part of the conversation, especially from us, and our elders even more so are like, I don't want y'all going through the shit that we went through. You don't have to. That's why these conversations are happening.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying, but that doesn't mean you still need to have these conversations with your kids, right? Like you still also should talk about when you are getting drunk, what situations might you put yourself in? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are the conversations parents should be having with their kids. I don't give a fuck, hood, bougie, whatever the fuck.
Whatever.
You should be trying to raise your goddamn children. One. Two, what I want to say is about this whole situation. I want to move on because I don't know how old Ty Lil is. These people are young. I don't know how old his sister is, but she is a younger sister.
She was young. Yeah, you could tell she was young. She was under 20. She was under 20. So yeah.
I don't know what it is, but yeah.
Just from what I saw, it looked like she was.
I don't know.
You're right. I don't know either.
Have no clue. My thing though is I actually thought she was even younger than that, like younger. But why are you this aggressive? Like what's going on in your world? Like, had somebody touch you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one knows.
Girl, you speaking so much truth to power here, because that to me, a girl in there, and let's be clear here, from what I saw, that girl was between 14 and 17. Now, you closer to 14 to 17. A girl that reacts that way to a celebrity, to me, there is some trauma behind that, and they are recreating something based on an experience they already had. Now, again, I don't know this girl, but it's on camera, and the actions were egregious. And that boy, and here's the thing that I like about it: as much as my Negro male brain tried to kick in and say, it ain't the same, it is. He was uncomfortable. Somebody grabbed his genitals. Yes. Look, y'all, it done happened to me before. Where somebody done grabbed me unexpectedly, and I remember they grabbed my ass, and I remember I was like, whoa, and I turned around, ain't nobody take credit for it. And I was like, is this what women have to deal with? Niggas fucking. I was like, that's because I didn't want to fight because I knew it was a girl that did it. But I still felt, you were
violated, Antoine.
I was violated.
Fuck her for touching you when she shouldn't have. So 50 Cent, of course, he says, because he's a fucking troll, wait, sexual assault? emoji face. Like, from a male perspective, this was an aggressive advance. LOL. He's fine. No charges are being pressed. So he is still part of the problem, but that should not be a surprise to anyone because, yes, as Michael pointed out and a bunch of other people online, if the roles were reversed, this motherfucker might be getting suspended from his motherfucking show. So, no, not okay. Completely unacceptable. Okay. I don't give a fuck who did it, which gender, not acceptable.
It's not.
So,
it's not.
Moving on. Also not acceptable, fucking Charlemagne. So please stop having him on the Daily Show. I know y'all think he's the voice, but he's really not. I know he has a huge platform. He is not.
This was on the wait. So I'm stupid right now because again, I'm gonna tell you, I watched the clip, but I didn't have context. That was a Daily Show clip.
The one that was in where he praises Marjorie Taylor Greene.
That's a Daily Show clip.
He was on the Daily Show. That's what it said in the article.
Okay, see, now I'm gonna tell you, I missed. Oh, continue what you're saying. I'll say my piece. That adds another level of context to this. I did not know that part, but go ahead.
So, because he was already on there talking shit about DEI, right? So we've already had him on the Daily Show.
Yeah,
talking shit about DEI, which was like a month or so ago, right? Then recently, like last Wednesday, I think it was. He's on there again talking about Democrats have a messaging problem, right? It's not their, he said, Democrats have a problem. It's not their policies. It's not their fundraising. The problem is that their messaging, or to say it plainer, it's how they talk. Nobody wants to hear the normal politician voice anymore. He continues, mentions Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yes, I know Marjorie Taylor Greene is a Whole Fools market. Okay, so he clowns her, but he still fucking bigs her up. He says, but that's authentic. That's real America. That's what a Waffle House sounds like at 3 a.m. He called all of y'all a bunch of ignorant ass motherfucking people. Okay, just to be clear, that's what he just did. Tried to clean up a little bit, and he says, that's making a scene at Ann Taylor Loft. I love how he tries to then elevate it from the Waffle House. He's like, well, you can't return it without a receipt. Then he extended it to Trump. He's a guy who knows what he wants and knows how to get it. The message is terrible, but it's clear when he says, build a wall, lock her up, I hate sharks. No one goes, I wonder what he means. Folks appreciate it when someone sounds authentic, even if their ideas are terrible. Last thing, he said, I talk to a lot of these politicians behind the scenes. I hear how they speak when the mic's not on. It's two totally different people. And then he says, he mentioned Hillary Clinton, like behind the scenes, she's a little bit more candid. I'm going to say this first.
Go for it.
I hear him on a certain level of authenticity from politicians, especially in this era, right? Like I hear him on a relatability and a certain type of messaging. However, the fact that you cite these two evil, ignorant, lying ass motherfucking people as your examples, you ain't got the range, bruh. Sit your punk ass down somewhere.
And that's the problem. It's the people he mentioned because just because you can be relatable, it's the same thing with niggas that have conspiracy theories. I was just arguing with a family member about Terrence Howard. So just because you're charismatic and the message feels like you're concerned doesn't mean that the message is right. And it also means that you have to be a lot more discerning and realize, is this person's message relevant to me or does it serve their own? Is it serving what they need? And that's the thing that's unfortunate about it. I understood. That's what's crazy is Charlamagne always makes good points, but then when he tries to bring it around in the end, it's like, because he did have a point. And we've talked about this on the show. Part of the reason that Trump has been able to get traction with so many lower middle class white Americans is that they have been left out of the political process because of education, knowledge, whatever you want to call it. And you have this person that speaks your language and you feel like you can connect with them. You're being manipulated.
Language, but their racist language too.
Exactly. But here's the thing, and you are so right. When you have a person that speaks your language, what's the next step? You then stroke their insecurities to bring. This is classic, like when you're trying to beat your wife and keep her from going other places. It's like all of this falls under the same umbrella. You're manipulating a person because they don't have the resources to gain the knowledge to refute what you're saying to them and exit the situation. And that is what middle America, white middle America, now trickling into black middle America, black lower middle America. You have black middle Americans falling into the xenophobia that attracted the low middle class white Americans who weren't normally part of the political process. And that is terrifying to think that. And that's why we do this show.
This is the deliberate undermining of our public school fucking education. This is deliberate. Like, you keep people stupid. That is the very deliberate.
That is exactly what it is.
By charlatans. People who, but this has always been the case, right? Like LBJ said, hey, get the lowest white man to give you his money. I'm fucking up the quote, but they've been on this shit for like a minute, right? So for Charlemagne, again, to use them as the fucking examples, dude, no. You could have just said Democrats need to get a little bit better about the messaging, keep it a little bit more succinct, keep it a little bit more like, this is what's important, this is why, push, right? Like 15-second, 13-second sound bites, elevator pitch. Motherfucker, you don't know those words? You don't know how to articulate yourself and say that to this fucking audience? Stop talking. The Bill Maher thing, I saw it in the chat. He was also on Bill Maher talking about Caitlin Clark, which, look, her and Angel played each other again over the weekend. I didn't even have that on a show though, because I'm fucking tired of it. Angel Reese was going up for the ball. Her elbow clocked Caitlin in the fucking head. So the headlines, deadline. Y'all reporting on this goddamn game? It's exhausting. Angel being called a thug again. It is exhausting. Okay, so Charlamagne talking about Caitlin on Bill Maher. Again, you don't have the range, sir. Like, Bill Maher twisted his ass all up. Stop it. But you can't, because your head is huge now, and everybody's gassed you up as this intelligent ass nigga, which again, there's some innate intelligence there, but
I still want someone to explain to me why, and I mean this with all love, I don't understand why Charlemagne is allowed on these platforms. I think it might be I'm trying to think of somebody who falls in this category. I remember at one point, a lot of us felt like Al Sharpton didn't represent us. Jesse Jackson didn't represent us. Or like Cornel West didn't represent us. Because we were with you, but you started deviating from the norm. And that's the thing that's always fascinating by me. I'm fascinated by the fact that there is this pushback from the black community whenever Charlemagne goes on a primarily white platform. And these white platforms continue to book him as if he's a voice of the black community. And I just don't think that he is. I think he's a pundit, but I don't think he's a voice for us.
This is he. Those of us with some fucking sense in the black community,
like nowhere near.
This is, we talked about this before when we were talking about the Fonnie Willis shit. Is even a lot of very liberal, well-meaning white people don't know our culture. They don't actually know us that well. They have some black friends. They champion black causes, sure, but when it comes to like discerning, like just again, layers and layers and layers of our community, they're like, oh, this Charlemagne the God person. He has a huge platform.
I also think because they don't have an authentic connection with the black community, when Charlemagne says what he says, they think that that's representative of us. And that's why they need to talk to niggas on Crenshaw. It's niggas on Crenshaw that have college degrees who are well-read.
I still go back to Stephanie Rule, who I've come to appreciate a lot in terms of her perspective on things. MSNBC, she had family, Professor Christina Greer on, and Stephanie Rule brought up Killer Mike and Charlemagne. And Christina Greer said, respectfully, they don't know what they're talking about. So, and to Stephanie's credit, she kind of was like, well, a little hesitantly. And I'm like, and again, respectfully, Christina set her straight. So there is some pushback, but as Tony is saying, they bring out the loud and entertained Negro to say, we are getting your voice out there.
But what? Here's the thing that's crazy to me. If it involves, I feel them. When you want to, because some of these shows, they're trying to get some diversity, right? I ain't gonna complain about diversity. But if you want to talk about on your platform that's primarily white, and you want to have this voice that gives a black perspective, you need to pick the appropriate people for that role. So what I mean by this, if you want to talk about who's number one on the Billboard chart, then have Charlemagne on and comment on that. Why is he number one? Why did he beat out this white artist? But when it comes to politics, I am still baffled that platforms like The Daily Show and Bill Maher allow him on. That is not his stick. There's no reason. Nothing justifies that.
He's made it his stick in a certain direction because he will have politicians on, because the platform is so large, because he's written a book, because he had his own show. But we gotta move on because this is supposed to be an hour. So LBJ quote found it officially. He said, and I quote, if you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best color man, he won't notice you're picking his pocket. Hell, give him somebody to look down on and he'll empty his pockets for you. And that has been the case since y'all fucked around and we got free.
True.
And it was like, well, we can't let these newly freed slaves, partner up with these downtrodden white folks because then they gonna overtake us, which is what should have happened. But they're like, we gotta keep this divide going so that we can continue to keep the low white man who ain't got no motherfucking real estate, you know what I'm saying, own no property, didn't own no slaves, so they poor. They're like, we still gotta let him think you can get here with us. Don't go with them. Don't go hang out with the colors. Don't do that, okay? Because that's gonna fuck you up. Stay over here with us. And we continue on. All right, so moving on. Because I'm like, all right. Speaking of stupid white people, convicted felon Trump. He decides to brag about acing that cognitive test. Y'all know he likes to keep saying that. Ace this cognitive test, blah, blah, blah. My brain is great. Whew. He criticized Biden. He said, I think he should take a cognitive test like I did. And I quote, I took a cognitive test and I aced it. Doc Ronnie Johnson. Does anyone know Ronnie Johnson, congressman from Texas? He was the White House doctor. Here's the thing. The man's name is Ronnie Jackson. So you talk about your cognitive abilities.
But you can't remember your fucking doctor's last name.
You can't. Also, moving on with him from this past weekend. Lord Jesus. So he goes to Detroit. They were like, the headlines were like, oh, he's going to be at a black church, blah, blah, blah. I don't know what the Trump campaign paid the owners of that black church, but they basically rented the church to him. So it's a black church in that sense. But the people in them pews, white folks.
Dude, I have not been. Is ensconced like immersed? I need to look up what ensconced means. I want to say I'm not fully ensconced in, but I don't like misusing words. I ain't been fully ensconced, so y'all, chastise me afterwards. I ain't fully ensconced in Negro culture when it comes to presidential or former presidential visits, but I told y'all the other day, I didn't like what Will Smith did to Chris Rock. But if I was in a movie theater and I watched Bad Boys 4 and I walked out and Will Smith jumped up and said, hey, I'm glad y'all saw it, I would have been screaming like a bitch at a New Edition concert in 5th grade. So that doesn't mean anything. Like it doesn't mean anything. It's pointless. It's celebrity.
So wait, what's that got to do with Trump and the Detroit church?
The black people in the church on camera who celebrate him are falling prey to celebrity. That's what I'm saying. I'm assuming that there are niggas on camera celebrating him, correct?
Yeah, but this is what I'm getting at.
I just want to be clear. I'm not crazy. What I was trying to connect was celebrity will sometimes make niggas do things that are against their own self-interest. I was just saying that Will Smith, who I'm still kind of in limbo about.
I get it.
If
now.
I saw him there, I was just saying that.
The connection wasn't officially there. It's there now. My point though is there were no black people in that church that were parishioners. One, right? I'm sorry. Let me. There were some there. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm telling you. They rented a black church, and then they filled it with white people, and the few black people that were there were flown in.
That's giving Alex Jones. I hate to use this comparison, but it does make sense on this level. Alex Jones said that there were actors doing the massacre that happened with those kids. Oh, they're actors, but they're doing it to black people now. It's like, oh, we're going to the church, but we're going to hide. So this truly is a conspiracy. You're there, and these aren't people that typically would have been there to see you. You're paying them.
Oh, right. Well, this is what I'm getting at. If you look at the pictures, because there's a lot of images and pictures from a church, it is full of white people in the pews. And now there are some black faces dotted here and there. But again,
a bunch of white faces at a black church.
This is what I'm trying. This is what I'm saying. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Yes, Tony, I know.
So, I want them to show to this 25% of niggas that are allegedly voting for Trump. I want these images to be posted. I want them to see this. You see how they treating us. They putting a bunch of fake shit up to make it seem like you have a level of support that isn't really there. Come on.
But again, if you just look at the pictures that are out there, like, yeah, you was in a black church that was full of white people. Again, black church that you rented. Okay. So I want to get to CJ's accomplishments. So Kristen, please continue watching. We're not done yet.
Yeah. I'm so behind right now. The comments been commenting. I'm trying, y'all. Yeah. I know I be repeating some of them sometimes. I'm trying to get to them.
Okay. So on a more positive note, before I get to Christmas news, Biden raised $30 million in Hollywood this weekend. So Jimmy Kimmel moderated a conversation between Biden and Obama. So George Clooney was there, Julia Roberts, Jack Black, Sheryl Lee Ralph, Jason Bateman, Barbara Streisand introduced First Lady Jill Biden. Biden said, there's so much progress we've made. He wants to get rid of it all. Facts. 1. 2, Obama also said, I think part of what's happened over the last, what's happened over the last several years is we've normalized behavior that used to be disqualifying. Okay. Convicted felon is the head of the fucking Republican ticket. All right. Biden mentioned the court. He said, look, there's 2 seats available probably for the next person who if I stay in the White House, hopefully I'm gonna get the
I think it's 3. I really do. I think it's 3. They old as fuck. I think it's 3.
Hey, that's fine as long as Biden stays in the White House. So, but he did say this. He's like, look, suggesting that Trump would appoint 2 more flying flags upside down.
That was my favorite part. Where my applause at? Where is it? That was my favorite shady comment. I love that part.
And then he said the Supreme Court has never been as out of kilter as it is today. And he was like, I taught con law. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Don't let this 81-year-old shit fool you. I know what I'm on. So, okay, that's that. So the Tony Awards were this weekend. And our very own CJ, Kristen James, is a producer on Appropriate, which won a Tony for best revival of a play.
Wait a minute. We got an important nigga in the chat. Okay, CJ, the fact that you're willing to support us publicly after winning such an esteemed accolade is, I'm telling you real talk, I ain't know nothing about this beforehand.
No, he didn't. I sprung it on you.
I applaud you. I hug you. I love you. I embrace you. I celebrate you. And I thank you.
There you go. Also, so the play is called Appropriate, starring Sarah Paulson. She won for Best Performance by a Leading Actress in a Play. So came up on, actually, I think it's a total of 3 Tonys that were won last night. Because I think there was also like a Best Lighting Design of the play also. So yeah. Yep, that's right. That's right. That's what happened. So I'm watching because I was texting with Kristen the day before. And then I was like, you know what? Look, Gladys had on Tony's. I was like, let me sit here and see what happens. And I see Kristen on stage because they won. Yay!
It's excellent. There is how I like to say, there's excellence in the chat.
There's always excellence in the chat, okay?
There is, but let's be clear. There's a little extra excellence tonight.
There's Tony Award-winning excellence in the
There's
chat.
There's Tony Award-winning excellence in the night. Oh my God.
Also, oh God. Oh, please, y'all, check out Kristen.co, okay? You better own Kristen.co. CHRISTEN.co. That website is fabs. I had not seen the new website. Girl, it's gorgeous. Love. Yeah, all the things. So that was the positive news that I wanted to share from our militia family. Yay, go us. Antoine, did you have some more? Because we're wrapping up.
Oh, so just really quickly. There's been some drama in the I put it on the thumbnail so we can't ignore it. There's been some drama in the nigger T family. So I don't know if y'all saw it, but there was an episode of TGIF. They started roasting each other for their birthdays, and I guess Al and Armand Wiggins, their birthdays fall around one another. So there was a roast of one of them and a roast of another one. So Armand did a roast of Al, and it got nasty. But a roast is supposed to be nasty, right? So towards the end of the roast, Al was like, "Oh, I love the shade, whatever." And look, you know what? Fuck it. And it's not gonna go on and on. We at 8:02. We gonna be done in 5 minutes tops.
I heard it wasn't so much a roast as it was a read.
It was a read, but okay. At the end of the roast, he like celebrated him. And this is the weird thing about these shows. Okay. Al and Claudia are friends. Al would not be on that show were it not for Claudia. But it doesn't mean Al don't have redeeming qualities. I've met Al before at one of Cress's events. He actually was lovely. He was
quite nice.
He actually was nice. I don't have nothing negative to say about him.
He's really lovely. Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He was really nice. So what I'll say is that when I think of Al, I think of like Entertainment Tonight. You know what I mean? Where Claudia and Funky Dineva, that's T. Al is more of like, so let me, what's the information? Give us something about your new film. Al is not going to say a ton of shit about his personal life. Funky Dineva and Claudia get really personal, and Al, I feel like, is kind of closed off. He gives way more technical information. Well, you know, in the industry, blah, 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 because he has that inside information. And for a long time, that worked for the show, but it stopped working once Funky Dineva left. I felt like for a long time, I love everybody that's ever been on the show. I just always felt like Claudia had a little bit of homophobic energy behind her. And I felt like when Funky Dineva came on the show, there was a conversation. Because that falls under a gay conversation. And y'all not trying to argue every day. And I feel like, I feel like Funky was like, girl, you can feel how you feel, but we ain't gonna do this every day. Al is always kind of like falling to the wayside, like, yeah, girl, I feel the same way. And I'm like, where do you stand on anything? So long story short, there was a roast. These niggas had birthdays. Al roasted the other nigga, and it was mild at most. And the other nigga roasted him. And Funky Dineva was doing his show live, and he was minding his own black-ass business. And Al called up, and Funky was like, nigga, you live. I'm doing live. And he was like, did you watch the last episode of TGIF? And that's where it was left at. So the girls are fighting, and I'm here for it.
Lit him up.
He did. He lit him up.
All right.
He said he was going behind the scenes. He called him Two-Face. And I would tell y'all something. Don't ever try and arrange a roast for me.
We've talked about this.
I'm not built for it. I love the fact.
Same.
Here's the thing. You know the problem part of it is we know enough things about one another personally where if you start moving in a direction, the other person will be like, he not finna do it. He not finna do it. Oh, he did it. Yeah, somebody getting slapped tonight. I understand the concept of roast as well. It's entertaining, but we're not.
I never played the dozens. That was not my jam as a kid. Like
I was forced to play it, and I never liked it.
No,
I never liked it. I never liked calling somebody's mama something or other like, but these niggas used to make me do it. I hated it.
I might have got one or two in, but that was not how I flowed. And thank God I did not have to. Thank you, Mom, for keeping me out of some of these fucking streets. Like I was able to escape some of this nigga shit. Not all of it, but some of it.
Can't get rid of all of it, girl. They be there.
I already told you about the drama since I've been home. Anyway.
Wait, before we finish, I gotta tell y'all real quick. A year ago, I reconnected with one of my frat brothers. I'm part of a predominantly white fraternity, and I feel like I broke the color line because I hate to say it this way, but I brought real niggas into the fraternity. So I reconnected with one, and we started texting each other, and then right before my birthday party in Chicago in April, I get a message from this nigga. It's a white dude. You got something you want to tell me? And I said, no. I said, motherfucker, I don't play these games. If you got a question you want to ask me, just ask me. And he goes, I heard a rumor that you live an alternative lifestyle.
Oh, Jesus. I can't.
And I'm sitting here, I remember reading the message. I'm like, whoa. And I was like, I said, I just assumed you knew I wasn't trying to fuck you. It's irrelevant. And the fact that you asked a 50-year-old black man, is this something you want to tell me? I said, you should have just asked me and I would have told you. I ain't got nothing to hide. I ain't heard from him since.
So,
at any rate.
You've mentioned this before. Maybe you just told me. I don't. Okay, so Danielle said she was considered for that shit. The whole dozens thing. Again, I'm not. Because also at this stage of my life, if I don't fuck with you like that, I just don't fuck with you like that. And we're done. We don't even have to play a game. So there's no roasting of Antoine or Crescent.
Is there something you want to tell me?
No. What?
No, that's my point. That's what was asked to me.
I was like, wait,
you don't ask a 50-year-old black man, is there something you want to tell me when we don't have a sexual fucking connection in any way, shape? So, this a white dude that's married with kids. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm venting.
Dion is ready to fight because that's the thing. Yeah, because if you come from one of mine, then
shit.
It's on.
Dion. Dion, I'm gonna text you. I forgot to tell Dion. I didn't tell you about that. I told Dion. You know what? Because I'm gonna tell you something. Dion is friends with everybody. Because Dion is a fucking incredible person. And I didn't tell Dion about this because I didn't want to alter Dion's opinion of somebody. But Dion, I'm going to have to text you. I'm going to text it to you. At any rate.
I see now I'm all over the place. Was this person at the party?
He was invited, but he knew not to show up.
Okay, good. Because I didn't want it to be one of the ones that I met that I liked. So, woo, Jesus. No. Okay.
Oh, no.
Tony said, come for mine, I go for yours. Don't start none, won't be none. Facts. Because at this stage, yeah, this going to look different now. But that's if you come for mine.
Yes.
Jason said, when Punk was still in the air, don't let me know ASAP. I would lose my job post haste. You're right. Yeah, no, I was never, no. I don't do these things. Don't play these games, whatever.
Yeah. The app not letting me show, because I hit an end already. I didn't know that. If I hit end before finish, they don't let me post the comments. Because they think we about to go off. Because we are.
You hit end? Yeah, I was
when the show, look here, so just to be clear, When the show ends, it's 2 buttons. I have to hit end and then finish. Tonight is the first time I hit end and then kept talking. And then I was like, oh, let me put Jason comment up. The app is like, no, nigga, you said end, so you about to finish, so you can't post it.
Okay, so yeah, CJ did say, I love y'all. Thank you so much. You're welcome, CJ.
We love you too, CJ. We love your fucking excellence.
Facts. No, for real, y'all. Check out the website, kristen.co. I need y'all to do that. And again, it's CHRISTEN. Okay.
Oh, promise. Next episode, Jason Sugars is in the Bust a Move video. We starting to show off next episode. I'm finding the clip. We go watch him.
Right. Jason also said, can somebody tell me what the fuck is wrong with Jaguar White? Right. I have not seen the latest, so maybe we'll
he talking about the video. He talking about the all right video. No, that's Victoria Monet.
Yeah, no. Jaguar Wright is the one who was out there talking all this shit about Diddy and a whole bunch of other people.
I did like the Victoria Monet video, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm tired of the Michael Jackson references. At any rate. Okay, Cress about to have an aneurysm. Toodles to you niggas. We'll see you on Wednesday, and y'all get a special treat that features Jason Sugars.
It is Juneteenth. Are we gonna be here on Wednesday? It's Juneteenth. It's a federal holiday.
Do you want to take Juneteenth off?
I don't.
Crescent, Crescent.
No, I'm here.
No. Girl, you just got your hair braided. You getting back on your footing. Do you need Wednesday off? We'll take it off if you need it.
I think we'll be here.
Okay. Then we here for June. Is it the day after?
No, it's Juneteenth.
It's literally Juneteenth. Wednesday is Juneteenth. Yeah, we have to be here for it. I'll be better prepared. I'm sorry, family. I'm sorry.
Pepper's supposed to be joining us on Wednesday.
Oh, when Pepper is here, it's always lit.
Bye, y'all.
Toodles already said toodles, and it's done.